Can you comply with my request?
Where's your water department?
Ma'am, you're totally wrong. This would become a legal matter if you choose to go this route.
Should I go over FOIA law with you?
No, I don't need to see that.
Show me the statue.
Sir?
Can you show me the statue?
Sir.
Who are you? Right.
What do you mean, who am I?
Where are you with?
What do you mean?
I have the right to record, ma'am. I have permission here with me. I'll be waiting for the statue. Thank you.
I'll be waiting for the book, sir.
Ma'am, this is going to turn out a legal matter.
Okay, sir.
This is going to become a legal matter.
Today's video takes us to Chicago, Illinois, where we're going to listen to GoatBoy rant and rave about Frauditor Troll as well as Dr. Dave. Matter of fact, he doesn't call Dr. Dave by his name. He just refers to me as the alleged rapist in Ohio. Lovely. You keep on running your mouth, boy, because just like you gather evidence, I'm gathering it too. Yeah, GoatBoy. Could be a doozy. Take him at your door any day now. Let's all sit back, watch, have a good laugh, and most of all, enjoy, GoatBoy.
If you guys notice, Frauditor Troll, he's been very quiet on his Frauditor Troll channel, right? It's like I have a spirit and I know what's up with these bad actors here, because the reason why he has not been posting on his channel, on his Frauditor Troll channel so much, is because he's feeling the heat and he's being sued, right, for copyright infringement as we speak. So what he's doing now is he has another channel called 15 Minutes of Shane. If you go to the channel on YouTube called 15 Minutes of Shane, you'll hear his voice. He runs that channel. He runs about 7 or 8 channels total. He's making decent money. He's very smart when it comes to creating these channels and making this money and just using his voice, right? He's really good at that. But the thing, what he doesn't know is that money does not build character. Money does not build heart. Money does not show compassion. You could be the biggest scumbag and you could have a whole lot of money. But this is just, you know, so how he's contradicting himself is there's a guy named John Felix who interviewed Frauditor Troll. They had a debate. Frauditor Troll made it very clear he made a lie. Frauditor Troll said that his lifestyle, he's from the United States. But now if you go to the 15 Minutes of Shame channel, it'll clearly show Canada, where Frauditor Troll's operating that channel from.
GoatBoy, who gives a rat's ass where he's from? Why are you so concerned about it? If I were you, and I'm so glad I'm not, I'd be worried about cleaning up that goat shit in the backyard. You're making your mama get out there every day. She's not feeling well, boy. What's wrong with you?
But that's just little, little nonsense here and there. What they try to lie with Frauditor Troll and his wife, his husband. So what we're going to get into right now is a lawsuit. Right? We're going to read the 15-page lawsuit. We're going to show the world what it's all about. Now, let me just make this clear here, too. There's another there's another Frauditor just like Frauditor Troll, but in my opinion, he's almost as bad, or maybe even a little bit more. Once I expose that person, that other YouTuber, there's going to be about 5 or 6 other channels from these Frauditor channels that are going to take a downfall with him. Frauditor Troll is going to be attached with a sexual complaint from another YouTuber, right? YouTuber doing sexual complaint, doxing, death threats, and all that. So with that being said, once I go ahead and start striking the other YouTuber, I'm telling you right now, there's going to be 4 or 5 other YouTubers. I'm not going to say no names. They're going to come right down, man. I'm telling you. Okay? So with that being said, now let's get into this case here with this miscreant, him and his wife. So let me give you guys a backstory here of how this all happened and how this all came about. There was an auditor named Mass Accountability. When Frauditor Troll first started his channel was about 4 years ago, a year after I started my channel. I started my channel in 2020. This pig comes and starts his channel a year later in 2021, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, the thousands of videos I put up on my channel. Over 8,000 videos I have on my channels. And this is the only yahoo that cries continually for 3 years straight. 3 fucking years of this bullshit. When will he shut up? Never.
So obviously this pig, the first thing he does is he chooses a channel and he starts defaming them. It'll be cool and funny if he bashes on others, cool, you know, if it's fun and games. But the way that Frauditor Troll, him and his wife say it, and the hate that they have, it's very disgusting because they hate themselves in order for them to hate others. So that's a weakling. I don't like weaklings like that go and antagonize. So he attacked somebody named Mass Accountability. And so Mass Accountability was able to, this was when Frauditor Troll first started. Frauditor Troll did not know if somebody copyrights one of his videos that he stole, that his name will be there. So what Mass Accountability did is he was able to locate this pig's full name. So he did a Facebook search on them and he was able to extract just 2 or 3 images. I wish he pulled their whole data. But he was able to extract this image along with 2 or 3 other images. So this is how we had his name and we found out who is behind the channel, which you see these pigs on the channel here, right? And I haven't even begun with these guys yet. I really have not begun. I'm telling you, they're going to wish they never disrespected themselves, right? So what I'm going to do here is, how I found this out is 2 years later, after we could not find any additional data, I typed in Frauditor Troll's full legal name along with his wife's name, and it showed a corporation. Now, they're running a Canadian corporation in Canada, in Gwillimbury, Canada. And that corporation is registered to their house that they rent. They rent a nice, decent mansion in Gwillimbury, Canada.
Now, for anybody who's unfamiliar with Mass Accountability, this is him right here. Yeah, GoatBoy was okay for the first couple years that we made videos about him. He didn't say too much. As soon as I identified who he was, and one of his friends outed him, by the way, as soon as I found out his real information, he lost his ever-loving mind, if he had one to begin with, that is. Yeah, the Arabian outlaw.
Right? So now, this pig on the screen here, what he did at the time, this shows you how weak-hearted he is. At the time, he said, him and his wife wanted to flex their, what they call $2.2 million house. So he shot a video showing off his house that he's renting and saying, look, this is how we're living. Frauditors can't live like this. They're broke boys. We're getting real money. This was only 6 months into his channel when it first started. So then he deleted that video after a few months later. Then I told you, 2 years later, I cross-reference his name and his corporation gives me his home address, which is the identical pictures on Zillow.com and Realtor.com in Canada, identical images to the same house he's living in and running his Canadian corporation with. I'm going to encourage all to contact his corporation and let him know, contact his law enforcement, whatever you folks want to do. We're gonna do that. We're gonna contact his government officials and we're gonna let them know the crimes that he is committing. He loves to always point fingers at what he calls frauditors and try to tear their life apart, right? When they want to make a few dollars, maybe on their YouTube channel, or maybe they just want to they want to live their life unbothered and have the right to record in public, right? 9 times out of 10, it's somebody walks up to the cameraman and engages the cameraman. But this guy is such a good deceiver that he deceives. He's a compulsive liar, right? The very first video this pig put up about me was pointing out my fingernail, and he said, is Audit Them a drug user? That's the very first video he put out about me 4 years ago. Imagine that, attacking somebody else and try to claim they are a drug user because you've seen an image of his pinky nail. This just shows you the type of spirit that he has.
Well, what are we supposed to believe? And all the rest of your fingernails are cut short, but they're filthy, but the pinky's long and clean. Seems to me that's used for something. I won't say what. Let your mind wander. Yeah, let's carry on.
So with that being said, we're going to get into the suit right now. We're going to read through it. I knew deep down in my heart, I knew there's a reason why this piglet is not releasing any videos on his channel. Right? Yeah, oh yeah, Vegas. The Canadian police, we have not begun this yet. I don't think a single soul has done this yet. But Canada is much more stricter than the United States, and they don't tolerate this type of shit. Especially if he's associating a corporation, a business, that he's running to try to attempt to ruin other people's lives in the United States. What is this pig and his people responsible for? They're responsible for contacting your job site, contacting you YouTubers, probation officers, contacting your sheriff department, contacting your police department. These people bother people. They go out of their way to lie about people and deceive on people and try to point fingers and make it look like the auditor's the bad guy. But really, this scam artist right here that you see on the screen, he is a miscreant, him and his wife. So we're gonna pull up the case here right now, and believe me, I mentioned this many times, man. The other 4 or 5 other little Frauditor channels, once I attack their king, and when I say attacked, I'm talking about in paperwork, affidavits and stuff, those other 4 or 5 channels will be coming down with them, because these people are not of any decent humanity. These people are of ill intent, right? For example, if they believe an auditor is doing something bad, or if they believe an auditor is harassing people in the street in front of a post office or in front of a business or whatever, alright, cool. Be reasonable. Try to work with the auditor. Maybe an extended arm to the auditor to try to let them know, hey man, this is what we believe you're doing. This is how we could help. Maybe we could try to resolve. No, but these people double down.
Oh no, don't tell me that GoatBoy is going to file another affidavit. Oh, dearie me. Is that like the Deucey Take'em? The Deucey Take'em and the affidavit. I wonder if the tribe's helping him with all this illegal work. Oh, we'll have to stay tuned and find out.
These people have the spirit that they joy, they love, and they think it's glorious when other American citizens attempt to exercise their right on the side of the road, and Frauditor Troll thinks it's glorious and so funny that these Americans standing up for their right are being tased and having their windows shattered. You see, this is what I dislike so much, and Frauditor Troll and all them other 4 or 5 channels, they don't know how their spirit would cause so much destruction towards them in their own lives years to come from now. Right? They don't know this. So with that being said, it's funny for them. They're pocketing in so much money. So now look at what Frauditor Troll's doing. Now he's feeling the heat from the auditors, right? He's feeling the heat, so he's not putting out content on the Frauditor Troll channel no more. Now he thinks it's much easier for him to make money on his channel, which is called 15 Minutes of Shame, which what he does there is he bashes on pregnant women, white women, all type of women that are drunk driving, or they get busted at Walmart for petty theft or whatever it is. He's just bashing. He thinks it's much more easier just to receive body cam footage and bash on these people that don't have no channels. He's banking money, but the totality of his 8 channels is a cloud of negativity. It's only about people in pain and suffering. This is what he loves, and him and his crew love doing. And believe me, most of his subscribers, I have a database of these people. I've been collecting this information 3-4 years. They're all going to be attached to a sexual harassment complaint with their king, racism, right? It's all going to be something very lovely. But now we're going to pull up this lawsuit right here so we could see it. This is going to be in the federal district.
GoatBoy, what are you blabbering about all the time with this sexual harassment lawsuit? Do you know what sexual harassment is? Because you're not the victim of sexual harassment. There's no doubt about it, sweetheart. Oh, that's right. Because I said that he has a goat for a wife. He thinks that's sexual harassment. No doubt. And 40 virgin goats, when you get to heaven, you can forget about that. He says that's sexual harassment too.
So, with that being said, it's like there's no win for these deceivers. The win is always going to be with the American people, the brave American standing up, attempting to stand up for his right. That's where dignity is always going to align with. Even though we take embarrassment, even though we get persecuted and we get lied about and bashed on, these people's time is up, man. I'm telling you. Imagine how much chaos and destruction these two pigs on the screen that you see caused. They caused so much destruction just so he could sit that he wants to, just so he could say on his live streams that he wants to drink a cocktail and eat a duck or eat a fancy chicken, right? He wants to show off that he's so rich. But like I said, money does not make you have dignity or respect. You know what I'm saying? Bashing on other people and man, I'm telling you. And like I said, here's the beautiful thing too, before I pull this up. There's followers that follow these troll channels. I got about 40 of their details, their full name, their full home address, and their businesses. So since they wish harm and wish that you be arrested for exercising your rights and wish that you be violently attacked, these 40 or 50 business people that I have, they're going to be part of Frauditor Troll's sexual harassment enterprise, and or the other one that I'm not saying no name. This is a big enterprise that we're linking all these people in together. So these professional businesses that the followers have is going to be associated with sexual harassment and or menacing, right? Across state lines, menacing.
I wonder if GoatBoy's getting legal advice from his good buddy, the Tribe, because this sounds so asinine. You're going to charge somebody with menacing across state lines. Right. Well, that's what happens when you're a YouTube law scholar. Or maybe he's like Chili. Maybe he's a constitutional law scholar. Well, either way, he's not going to win. The hell? Menacing across state lines. Really?
Alright, so let me pull this up right now. Here it is. Alrighty. And like I said, I encourage everybody to screen record this video because this pig will have this video removed. I'm going to show his name, which is all public record. This is not to dox someone. This is to give people information on who else wants to sue this pig. Scrub him for every penny he has, right? Because he's heartless. These folks are cold-blooded, man. I'm telling you. I just don't understand. I'm sad for them that they don't. In the Bible it says man knows not what he does. And it is active. So if we really wanted to, I'm talking about 10, 15, 20 people, hundreds of people contact this corporation, let him know of the crimes he claims others are doing, but the crimes he's actually doing outside of his corporation, which is linked to his home. Here it is active. And who are the people that run this channel? It is this pig himself, and they are both located at this address. If you go to his channel right now called, he has a new channel that he posts a daily. He thinks he could get away with that. It's called 15 minutes of shame. And I gave this pig an opportunity a long time ago to come clean. He never did. He's just a real life scumbag, man. Real shady character. And I don't know how he does not see the type of harm he's doing for the long run, right? I don't think people like him have any saving, but really we haven't even got to him yet. Alrighty, so here it is. Let me pull this on the screen here. So if you go to his channel, 15 Minutes of Shame, which we have on the screen right here, it shows you clearly that he's running an operation out of Canada, okay? He just started this channel less than a year ago, and he's already have 17 million views. What he shows on here he shows mostly white women, pregnant women, or whatever it is, getting tased. Look, his entire channel is just his voice doing commentary, and people being arrested, and people being bashed, and people having their doors slammed. You know what I'm saying? And it's a bad feel, man. It's all the way around. He's dishing out about 4 or 5 videos per day, just bashing on people and being negative all the way around.
Well, what business is that of yours, GoatBoy? Why don't you get back on the street corner and sell some more of those 1-inch binders to match your 1-inch pecker? Yeah, that's all for today, good people, because this video is about 1.5 hours long, and we only went through about 20 minutes of it. So, I'm going to chop it up into little pieces, just the way GoatBoy likes it. Hey, if you didn't get enough GoatBoy in the video, stay tuned for a 5-minute collage of GoatBoy. Who wrote that clip?
An ordinances book. Yep, that's correct.
Come again?
Is there any reason why these officers are here?
I got permission.
Sir, you cannot film in here.
Because the information you're providing is unlawful.
I don't want you to film it.
Call the sheriff. I have permission.
I don't want you to film.
Don't get close to me. You want to go that route?
What is the reason for calling the officers here? I want to know what your job title is to see if you're able to assist.
Who are you?
Who am I? Who's the one who called the officers in the first place? Because this may become a legal suit now.
This is transparency.
I'm conducting an audit.
While I wait for the clerk to show me the statute about freedom of information, I need to do an inspection on the town, city, zoning and ordinances book. I have permission. I have permission. I have permission to film here, sir.
Ma'am, please ask your superior before disrespecting somebody of the public. Where's the water department for this town?
Don't yell. I'm talking to you softly. Why are you yelling at me?
Sir, please stop recording me.
Okay, I need to do an inspection.
I understand that. Please stop recording me right now. You do not have my permission to record me.
Okay, is your facility open to the public?
Not currently.
Not currently, okay.
Okay, can you comply with my request?
Where's your water department?
Ma'am, you're totally wrong. This will become a legal matter if you choose to go this route.
Should I go over FOIA law with you?
No, I don't need to do that.
Show me the statute.
Sir?
Can you show me the statute?
Sir.
Who are you with?
What do you mean, who am I?
Who are you with?
What do you mean?
I have the right to record, ma'am. I have permission here with me. I'll be waiting for the statute. Thank you.
I'll be waiting for the book, sir.
Ma'am, this is going to turn out a legal matter.
Okay, sir.
This is going to become a legal matter. Please comply.
Pass. I got a pass.
Along with an inspection on the zoning and ordinances book. I'm going to be conducting some business here. I'm going to be recording it.
Ma'am, it's up to you, ma'am. There may be a suit in the court of law for non-compliance. What do you mean who I'm with, ma'am?
I don't know what you want.
I don't know why you're giving me a hard time or a bad attitude.
In order to do an inspection on a book readily available.
Hi, ma'am. What's your first name?
How can I help you, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Can you tell me what's your first name?
Who are you?
The budget book, ma'am. I need to
I
do
don't have it. If you want to have a seat, I'll ask.
Sure, that's fine.
Ma'am, I have permission to film. I have permission. I have permission here. Well, you see, the thing is, my good man.
Anyhow, compliance is the key, folks.
Where does it state that?
Ma'am, I need stamped copies of these FOIA here.
Can I help you?
Yeah, sure, possibly.
I'm acting as press, ma'am. First Amendment.
I also have permission here with me.
Okay, ma'am, you also have to abide by 2635.101 basic obligations of public service.
Sir, I'm abiding by the statutes. It does not require a name in order to obtain record.
Okay, well, you're talking unlawful. You're talking incorrect. That is not true what you just stated.
Come again?
Very rude.
I'm not rude. It all shows on camera. You're the one who's rude.
Well, anyhow.
No one really cares.
No one really cares?
An inspection, if I wanted to take digital photocopies.
No, you cannot.
Absolutely, I can,
No,
ma'am.
you cannot.
Please comply with the law.
Are you refusing service? Just tell me you're refusing service. Hand me over your business card and you will be hearing from my lawyer. If you go ahead and record, that means you're creating a public record and you cannot delete that off your personal phone. Your personal phone becomes a public record.
That's fine. I'll record it.
Okay, well, sir, there's options to conduct business in person. You can't refer everybody to online.
I'm not going to refuse my identification. However,
I have not committed any crime. You cannot articulate that I have broken the law. Here's what I will tell you. Here's what I will tell you. Ma'am, there's no expectation of privacy in public.
You could just call me sir. I'd like to file a police report of non-compliance about a employee that works here. Sir, I don't answer any questions.
You don't respect me. Why would
So therefore, I'm not obligated to provide any identification in this matter.
you talk about my wife? What does my wife have to do with anything?
No, I'm not providing an address, ma'am. I'm doing a general inspection.
What does my wife? Why put up a picture and say that's my wife of a goat?
Not in my uniform, however, I do have my clipboard with me. That is not lawful, what you told me.
We're gonna have a ball at your cemetery. We're gonna bring you a rose, okay? We're gonna bring you a rose and we're gonna say you were dishonorable. He's attached to the affidavit too. He's part of the enterprise. You drew first blood. Just like you do with all these auditors, you draw first blood. In the next 3 days, I'm gonna have a criminal enterprise community section, and it's gonna be real well detailed. I got an attorney that's helping me draft it up and write it up. Scumbag. You're just a plain scumbag, man. You want to say why I'm upset and stuff. And we're gonna prove that you are breaking U.S. code. If I really wanted to be petty, I would take you to court.